we thought we would just interview folks in the community to see how their services have kind of transformed and changed, and how people are able to access things in the community, and what's still going on, and how they can access folks.
Sure. So yes, we have transitioned mostly beginning last week to initially phone contacts for both psychotherapy and case management types of services. Most medical services, other than the ones that require like in-office injection. Some clients are still coming to the office for other services. Urinalysis, obviously, that's difficult one to do in the community. Our staff were, as of probably early last week, still meeting people in the community, doing home visits, and then by the end of last week, that had also changed. So some staff we have, if we have clients with needs that they're not able to, usually basic needs that they're not able to secure for themselves, they have issues obtaining food. We've had some individuals that we serve that might know about resources, but they have fears about taking their kids out. And they might be at home with no resources for childcare. So some of our staff have gone and picked up food and taken it to the house and basically left it on the doorstep, and might interact with the clients via phone. And then this week we transitioned. Life Size is a video platform that we have been using for probably about a year, primarily for staff meetings, distance learning, and things like that internally, primarily within our agency, especially since I guess it's been about a year and a half ago now that a Renewed Mind, we have a parent organization. It's called Ohio Guidestone. They have offices in Cleveland, Columbus, many points in between, Lorain County. They have about approximately 800 clinical staff. A Renewed Mind has probably just upwards of 200 clinical staff. So pretty much all of our clinical staff in the last week have gotten access to their own Life Size account, so that they have that platform to interact with clients. Most of the clients are pretty open to that. I had my first, provided my first therapy session myself personally over video means 2 days ago on Monday. It was with an individual, an adolescent, so they were pretty open to the concept. Do a lot of video chatting, or used to video chatting in the past. Some of our clients would prefer that they maintain contact just via phone. And there's been some issues. Most of our clients have access to the technology. Probably a bigger barrier thus far is that they don't have, especially if their entire family or other people are sheltering in place at their home, they don't really have a safe, confidential, not so much safe, but a confidential space to meet via video chat or even on the phone. So we've set it up that if they are not experiencing any symptoms themselves, they could potentially even come to our offices. And even if their therapist or case manager or any medical staff, if they are working from home, they could still sit in an office, and we can set them up with a computer or iPad or whatever technology they might need, so that they can have a safe space to meet for therapy, even though their therapist is actually at home. So it's kind of different. We're learning learning new things every day. That's for sure.
So it sounds like you're trying to accommodate a lot of different needs of not only your clinicians and your staff, but also folks in the community. So how, you said that folks have been fairly open to the telehealth stuff. How are you addressing the people that are not as tech savvy but want to participate? Has that been a learning curve for folks? Has that been difficult for you?
Yeah, there's definitely the further advanced in age, not only for our clients but for our staff, present more challenges. However, many of them they're more than willing to participate on the phone and things like that. Some of them have certainly taken to the video conferencing, and one of our therapists had their first session with somebody, and it was that individual's first video chat with anybody ever. So I think we're all learning a lot along the way, not only those that we serve, but our staff as well. Know that in the past, I've always kind of drawn a boundary with not particularly emailing clients for a number of reasons. Many HIPAA related, and now we have the ability to encrypt emails. But quite a few of our staff, with the client's permission, are emailing treatment resources, whether those are links to online meetings, such as what you guys provide at NAMI. We definitely sent all of those online resources out to clients, as well as any other online resource that we can find. We need to update our website to include like a space for that. We haven't quite gotten that far yet. We've trying to keep folks updated via Facebook. Actually, our site in Perrysburg, Toledo, and Findlay are still open. We did just as of yesterday, Tuesday, I think. It's hard for me to keep track of what day it is now, but yeah, just yesterday, Tuesday, we closed our Bowling Green site due to some physical health concerns, but we continue to serve clients in that way. We're hoping that by next Monday, we'll have the staff trained adequately to begin to offer group services. Life size can accommodate up to 40 or 50 people at a time, which we would never have that many in a single group anyway. It would only be a maximum of 12 people in a group per therapist. So we're going to give that a shot and see how people respond to that. Many of the clients expressed a great deal of disappointment when we made the decision last Monday to suspend all group meetings and group services. So we let the clients know that initially we would be able to interact with them individually, and we hoped that we could get to a point where we could try to create a different way of having group interaction. So we're looking forward to testing that out. Life Size, as a video platform, does have the ability to share screen. So we're hoping that as the clinicians become more familiar with that, especially having sent out treatment resources like treatment workbooks to clients, that'll make that will facilitate kind of provide some more structure. So literally everybody's on the same page. And again, just all learning as we go.
So as far as folks in Wood County, if somebody needs to speak with, because you guys provide case management services,
Yeah.
So if somebody needs to speak with their case manager or their therapist, how best do they connect with those folks?
So usually, hopefully, the staff will have been reaching out to our clients that we serve. We have it's a different technology or app. It's called 8x8. It's a virtual office, and effectively, what that allows our staff to do is, like, if clients already have their office phone number, they can just call that office phone number, and even though the staff might be working remotely from home, it'll ring through to their cell phone, and it's set up that way. And they can actually also text from those numbers, which a lot of people prefer, especially if they are on phone plans that have limited minutes, so that they can interact that way. If anyone has any questions or concerns, they can still, even though our BG office is physically closed, they can still call the exact same phone number that they have and is on our website. Any of our office phones still work. They just roll over to another site, and then they can either take a message or connect them to the staff members that they need to be connected with. So, and like I said, we're starting to interact more via email. We try to set some expectations and boundaries that we don't want therapy per se to occur over email. But if you have a question or you just want to provide information, hey, my phone number changed, this is a new phone number where I can be reached at, or things like that, we're starting to communicate more with email with those that we serve. And then many of the clients, like I said, have LifeSize has an app that you can download to your phone if you have the memory space on your phone. It doesn't take a lot, but some of our clients have said, gosh, my phone's at full capacity memory-wise. So, but most of them have the ability, and that is exactly how I interacted with the person that I had a session with on Monday. They used their parents' phone, and they actually already had the app because they use it to communicate with staff at their school. So although it's different for many of us, it's that, we're starting to find that it's not just behavioral health, it's schools and everybody in the world is starting to communicate in different ways now.
Yeah, really. So if we have somebody in the community that isn't already receiving your services, before all of this kind of stuff happened, we would refer folks to walk-in times. How is that being handled? Are you still able to access services as a new client?
Yes, we are taking new clients, and it's a little bit surprising how many people are coming out in person to access those services. Right. So we do have signs up on the door. If people physically come to our office in Bowling Green, it kind of explains the situation for now, temporarily, and a phone number to call, which is the local number, which is 419 359-5621. And then they have some options. If they prefer to come to, for the next week and a half or so, our Perrysburg site or our site in Findlay, for those in Wood County that live in the southern half, sometimes the Findlay office is a little closer for them. So we're still serving people live and in person at both of those sites. When they choose to, we are able to complete the initial assessment over the phone or video conferencing, whatever that person chooses. So I believe just this week we've really started that process, which again is very, very new to us. And then they would just call in, and if they have questions about anything related to like financial information or resources, they can kind of do a phone intake that way, get access to any information about signing up for insurance or support through the Wood County Adams board for services if needed. Our staff can take all that information down and complete it all without them having to come to the office. I'm pretty excited. I haven't seen it like in black and white yet, but I've been informed just this morning. So basically Medicaid and Medicare were the first to say yes, although in the past we've not allowed people to get therapy over the phone. However, in light of this crisis, we're now going to allow for that. Private insurance lagged behind a bit, but I did just hear today that we do have basically the okay to continue to provide services to individuals with private insurance, either via the phone or video, which actually we've already been doing. We just, didn't we figured we'd worry about like the financial part of that on the back end because people have needs and we're not going to serve those needs. So thankfully, our CEO has been sending out daily email updates to all the staff, and he frequently his emails have provided some just kind of brief, motivation as well, but kind of things to consider, like be practical, be present, and be prayerful. Some kind of things like that that help keep us centered, and can't really speak loudly enough about the leadership, not only at our agency but at the county level. Again, through the Wood County Adams Board has been phenomenal in responding quickly to the needs and anticipating needs before we as service providers even were catching our breath enough to know that we might not be able to have live in-person meetings soon. So taking steps to address that. And then actually the state government, both the governor's office and Ohio Department of Medicaid responded extremely quickly to make the things necessary for people to keep getting the help that they need to get.
Sounds like you guys are doing a lot. So I don't have any other questions. Do you have any questions, Ashley, about their services?
Sure. Well, this has been really great as someone new to the community, or I guess back to the community. I was wondering, have you all found, kind of going back to you were saying that for some people using this technology was new, some of this technology can help outside of even the clinical setting, but just kind of those ways in which they can prevent isolation, trying to stay connected with friends and family that maybe they haven't done before. So I was joking with my friend the other day, I've gotten more phone calls and FaceTimes now than I've gotten like ever, because everyone's just at home. So do you at all see people, that are gaining these skills able to use them in other ways to try to kind of manage their mental health in addition to getting their clinical services?
Yeah, I believe so. Like I just had my first therapy session via video 2 days ago, and that was with a person that was younger, so has had access and used that in the past. But I do anticipate that that's going to be exactly the case. That particularly like you referenced, the importance of connection in the midst of isolation is going to be so critical. And I believe that there will be people, utilizing different forms of video-based communications to communicate with family, even if those family members maybe live across the street, because of social distancing and whatnot. So, like a lot of things in therapy, what we hope is that, therapy previously occurred in the office, that in order to be effective, it had to be utilized outside of the office. So the same continues to hold true with this, that if they're learning things about different ways of connecting, that they're taking that with them. And I have no doubt that our staff will learn things from those that they serve about different, better ways of connecting. So it's not just the clients that we serve that will be learning from us. We will, if we're going to be successful, we'll learn a lot from them along the way. Our website is www.arenewedmindservices.org. It's possibly the world's longest email. So you might get carpal tunnel as you're typing it. Again, www.arenewedmindservices.org. We're trying to keep it updated as much as possible with new, if we have new office hours or any other resources that people can look at on there. We do, people can, once established as a client, we have a client portal so that they can access different kinds of forms or information, which I'm sure will be growing that way. So again, the crisis might drive change, but I think a lot of the changes that we'll see come out of this will be very positive ones that'll last for a long time.
Yeah, I can echo that. I think that some of these things that we're instilling now can be utilized in the future. I really appreciate your time, Jeff, and I really appreciate you coming on and chatting about how things are changed at A Renewed Mind, and I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy.
Thank you so much. Appreciate everything you're doing at Wood County NAMI. You guys are serving the needs of an awful lot of people.